Hello everyone, welcome to my latest video. This one is after the North London derby at Wembley. It's been a couple of days, it's now Monday night. I just wanted to digest it really, take it all in, it was another big one. I did the same after the one at the Emirates. So I'm doing this freehand. Did another one. I did this after the Emirates one. I just want to take stock and really think about it, and just not didn't want to react to it. I put a podcast out leading up to it, but not one after it. It was another one of those games, it's an Arsenal Spurs game, so league form, whatever, goes out the window normally, but this one really, as I said before the game, we were going into it with we were in better form than Spurs, just barely into the actual game, but I said beforehand that I would have, I thought Spurs would probably win it 2-1. It was at their place, they were up for it, especially after what happened at the Emirates. I also said that I would have taken a draw on the beginning of the day. So you can't be too disappointed getting a draw away at Spurs. Apparently we're rubbish this season, and this is their best ever season ever. Since winning the title, and we're only 4 points behind them after that draw, and going into it, despite what Mauricio Pochettino would have you believe, they were not the better side. We were totally in control for most of the game, but not for the part that matters, and that's at the end. Been a lot of chat about Aubameyang missing his penalty, but if the keeper goes the other way, then it makes him look like he's a cool, calm and collected penalty. But the keeper didn't. Lloris managed to save that one. But let's start from the off. Great goal from Aaron Ramsey, running from where he did. Terrible defender from Spurs. That is shocking. For a team that, when all's said and done, they're supposed to be really solid and really good at the back, and they just weren't for that. Davinson Sanchez, not the player that I think they were expecting, and not one that they need to back up where they are. But Ramsey did what he had to do, sat Lloris down and put the ball in the back of the net. Then Kane had one disallowed for offside, rightly. He was offside for that. And again, before the game, I actually said, if you go and listen to my podcast on anchor.com, the home Gooner, you will hear me, I say that bringing Kane straight back into the team might not be the best idea. It upsets the players that have already been in, it upsets the momentum, and he's clearly not match fit. They should have brought him in over time. Didn't need to put him in against Burnley from the start. They could have brought him on. So yeah, you got the goal. That goal was disallowed. I'm gonna mention it, right? I'm gonna bring it up. Let's bring it up now. Danny Rose only got a yellow card for this challenge. A yellow card. Now, I've been having a row with someone on Facebook for the last 2 days. He's a Tottenham fan. We shouldn't hold that against him. Not everyone is mentally aware of where they are as a person. He thinks the Tottenham supporter that I've been talking to, if you can talk to him, it's mainly a series of grunts and cave paintings. He believes that is not a high foot. And I'm going to get into it now. He believes that is not even as high as Torreira's, that Torreira got sent off for, right? Torreira's tackle wasn't even a tackle. He was sliding to boot the ball away, connects with the ball, and his momentum takes him into Danny Rose's shin. In this picture, you can see he gets the ball first. Danny Rose he's barely even in the picture. It's a yellow card tops, because he's not going out to break the legs. It's not a 50-50 ball, it's a 70-30 in his favour. He's on the ground, his leg's a little bit high, shin height, and he catches him. It's not ideal. He could have probably brought his leg down after the follow through, but he didn't. He carried on going, and that's why, for me, and for the first time ever, I'm agreeing with Jermaine Genius. It's not a red card. In no way is it a red card. He catches him, but he's not gone out to do him, break his leg or anything. The Danny Rose one, that was shocking. There was no need for it. Look how high up he is. The idiot Spurs fan I've been talking to has been saying, "Oh, it's not even knee high." Have a look. oh yeah, but the goalkeeper's bending down. Yeah, but his leg is planted on the floor and he's straight up and it's above his knee. Absolute dimwit that can't see this, and this is what annoys me about football. Yeah, you follow your team. Yeah, you back your team. But when you see this, I'd be calling this out if it was the other way round. If it was Bellerin on Lloris, I would not be happy. That is a disgusting challenge. It shouldn't be allowed. He got away with it. He got away with it. And the Spurs fans saying, oh yeah, but you can't compare the two because one of them's an outfield player and one of them is a goalkeeper. And this is what we have to deal with in the modern day. It's not right. It's not right. This sort of thing should be stamped on. Pardon the pun. Again, Davinson Sanchez stamps on Koscielny in the second half. Alright, it could be class. He's trying to get him off. Get off. But he shouldn't be doing that. It's little things, little niggles like that, and they've been all the videos of Sanchez have been taken down offline. You can't find it anywhere, and now the FA is saying, "Oh, we're not going to charge him with it." Funny that, isn't it? He can't find it anywhere. The video of him doing it. It was shocking. Spurs penalty, nailed on. Stonewall, absolute penalty. Maybe the game could have been stopped beforehand for yet. And I mean, I genuinely, if you're looking at it bit by bit in play, there's no difference in Harry Kane's starting position from the goal that was disallowed to the free kick to the one that leads to the penalty. But it's a penalty. Mustafi, again, before the game, I said he shouldn't have been playing. He should not have been playing in that game. And he gave away that pen, and it was a needless penalty to give away. Koscielny could have got to the ball. I mean, when you've got Steve McManaman backing you as an Arsenal team, you know that Spurs must be doing something wrong because he's totally anti-Arsenal. But he can't even say it's sour grapes because we were a better team, and it felt like a loss. After the Aubameyang penalty miss, penalty save. I'm not even going to go into the encroachment. Apparently there is an angle where you can see there are Arsenal players in the thing, but it doesn't matter if there's Arsenal or Spurs in it. If there's players in the box before he's taken a penalty, then it's encroachment. It should be retaken. He didn't do that again. Anthony Taylor had an absolute shocker of a game. Really, really did. But I suppose you could say that has then led to good talking points, and it was a North London derby, but it wasn't even a good North London derby until the 70th minute, really. I was upset not to see Ozil and Lacazette play. I would have played Lacazette, Ozil and Aubameyang from the start, not just Lacazette on his own. Again, I've said before, I'm on record as saying you lose something. But Emery's, he was doing a job. He was getting the reaction that he wanted out of his players and getting the thing, the performance and the result. Just a bit unlucky with calls. And I'm happy with that. I'm sure that most Arsenal fans, when you look back at it on a cold light of day like I am now, are happier with it than the Spurs fans are. That's not a good point for them. Because that's really brought them down into a fight for top four. I genuinely think that they will finish fifth now. I'm saying it here now on record. I think Man United will finish third. I think Arsenal will finish fourth. I think Spurs are starting to wobble, and they've still got to play. If I'm right, they've definitely got to play Man United and Man City. I'm sure they've got Liverpool left to play. Squeaky bum time. But there we go. It's a North London derby. Like I say, anything goes really. But I think in this one we were robbed of decisions, but we should have put the ball in the back of the net more times than we did, and we've only got ourselves to blame for not winning that game. But we move on. European football. We've only really got Man United left to play. Bring it on. Bring it on. Let's see what happens for the rest of the season. 9 games left. Spurs, you've got to be worrying. You've got to be worrying. A week ago, 2 weeks tops, you were being touted as title contenders. Never ever were you going to beat Man City and Liverpool, both well ahead of you, and now you're being drawn into a race for fourth, and you might not even finish there. Mind the gap.